What is going on, guys? This is Cooper MTG, and I'm bringing you a deck tech. This is sort of a modification of the blue-red M15 intro deck. It's blue-red artifact mainly, and I'll go over it, show you the strong points, show you the weak points, and stuff that I added in. So I guess we'll just start off with the lands. Only one Darksteel Citadel. Definitely I would add a couple more of those, and I'll show you why later. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 islands. I'm assuming the same number of mountains, maybe one less because of the Darksteel Citadel counting as one. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Nope. Alright. So that makes up your lands. 25 lands total, unless I miscounted. Next we have the spells, and Turn to Frog, as soon as we focus here. Right, pretty basic, not really removal, but it definitely helps when you have like a big creature coming at you and you can just drop this on it, make it just a 1/1 frog. And now this is probably the most important card in the deck, in my opinion. 2 Insult Artifacts, and basically what this does is it makes any artifact a 5/5 creature in addition to its other types. So as soon as this focuses here, if it ever does focus, maybe it just doesn't want to. Anyway, Insult Artifacts. Oh, 3 Insult Artifacts. I added one. There we go. Really good card. And then of course some kind of removal of 2 Lightning Strikes. Just standard 3 damage target creature or player. Pretty good. Then a Shrapnel Blast, because this is an artifact deck. So I can set, as an additional cost to Shrapnel Blast, I must sacrifice an artifact. Come on. Deals 5 damage to target creature or player. There we go. Oh, it goes again. Anyway, Shrapnel Blast, really cool card. The art looks really cool. I'd really like to get one in foil. That would look really amazing. And then the last 2 spells are just Lava Axes. Just 5 damage to their face, basically. Always fun to play one of those. And now I guess the most important part of the deck, but even though it doesn't really even lie within these, are the artifacts. We have a Brawler's Plate. Does not seem to want to focus here. Okay, there we go. Gives equip creature +2/+2 and trample. Next is Staff of the Mind Magus. Basic, you gain a life whenever you cast a blue spell or an island in its battlefield. Flame Magus, same but for red and mountains. Tyrant's Machine. Camera does not want to focus today. Anyway, you can pay 4 and tap it to tap target creature, which is pretty useful. Sacred Armory. Maybe it's trying to focus on these, and that's what's giving it the issue. It gives target creature +2/+0, +1/+0 if you pay 2 mana. So not great, but definitely has its uses. Rogue's Gloves. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Really useful as well for drawing cards. Hot Soup. This is a new card completely. It says equipped creature can't be blocked. Whenever it's dealt damage, destroy it. And this was designed by James Ernest, but I don't know who that is. But I bet he's pretty cool and famous. yeah. Anyway, artifacts. Sorry for the bit of a wobble. The table I'm using, one of the legs is too short or too long, I guess. Onto the creatures, of course. Fantastic 0-mana Ornithopter, which goes really well with Ensoul Artifact. Because basically you get a 5/5 flyer on turn 2 that can attack. So I have 3 of those. I honestly thought I had 4. I might have to put a 4th one in there because they're definitely a really good card. Then we have the Welkin Turn, just basically a Vaporkin. Always like that. Krenko's Enforcer, 2/2 with Intimidate for 3 mana. That's good cost. It's worth here. Except the double red is kind of harsh in a multicolored deck. But we have 2 of those. Hold on. Have these organized. 2 Krenko's Enforcers. Then we have a Frostlynx. When it enters the battlefield, you can tap a creature an opponent controls. It doesn't untap during the controller's next untap step. Chasm Skulker. Basically, when you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, you put X1/1s out on the battlefield, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on him. So if you get him early, he can definitely be very powerful. Wall of Frost, just a fat blocker. 3 mana, 0/7. And when it blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, which is very useful as well. And then 2 Illusory Angels. These cards go really well with the Ornithopter because you can only cast them if you cast another spell this turn. So you cast Ornithopter for 0 mana and then cast these for 3 mana. It's a 4/4 flyer, which is ridiculous. Scrapyard Mongrel, very powerful if you have an artifact because it gets +2/+0 and has trample. Other than that, it's just a 3/3, which isn't that bad. And of course, Juggernaut. Just fat, big, attacking artifact things. Really cool. Infant Pathmage. You can pay 3 and target creature can't be blocked this turn. Which is, and you don't need to tap him, so you can do it more than once, which is really awesome. Hoarding Dragon. He lets you search your library for an artifact card, exile it, and when he dies, you can put it into your hand. Sorry, my cat is going crazy. Glacial Crasher. He is trampled to 5/5 for 6, but it can only attack if there's a mountain on the battlefield, which it's 6 mana, so I should have a mountain out by then. It's a pretty useful card, definitely. And then Siege Dragon, which is the promo. I actually took out the foil one and just put in a regular one. It says, when it enters the battlefield, destroy all walls your opponents control. Whenever he attacks a player and that player controls no walls, it deals 2 damage to each creature that player controls. So, sorry, each creature without flying that player controls. So definitely could possibly set up a board wipe with the Polymorphous Jest card, turning all your opponent's creatures into 1/1s and then killing them with the Siege Dragon. So that would be a really cool thing to do against someone. So basically, the whole idea of the deck is to get out your artifacts quick, Ensoul Artifact them, swing for 5 each turn, and then you have the big beefy creatures that will allow you to survive later in the game, as well as spells that can do damage to your opponents. I think you have 2 Lightning Strikes, Shrapnel Blast, and 2 Lava Axes, which is 21 damage, so you could potentially just kill your opponent using that. Anyway, a really fun deck to play with, especially if you have an Ornithopter and an Ensoul Artifact in your hand when you start, because you just know that your opponent's on a 5-turn clock at that point. And if you do beat your opponent that way, it's always a great feeling. And in fact, I think I beat someone in 4 turns with this deck, with 2 Ensouled Ornithopters. So anyway guys, this was Cooper MTG. I hope you enjoyed this deck tech. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.